If you reduce energy in the next 12 months by 7%, you can get to 3.5 stars. There's so many buildings that can get that 7% with no capital investment, just by looking at turning things off at night, um, doing some changes of controls, maybe getting a little bit better about how do you set temperature set points and how you monitor them. We've seen a lot of buildings, for example, realizing, hey, people after 4 p.m., you start systematically losing occupants in the office. But if you're heating at the same rate, and you don't account for that, literally what happens is the temperature starts going up. So you're kind of like overheating. Well, maybe we're going to heat up until like 4 p.m. and then we're going to surf all the way to the end because we know that the temperature is not really going to break the uncomfortable level. So you start seeing a lot of like little tweaks that you would never do that if you were focusing on an EPC, um, because the energy performance certificate is about, what windows do you have and what kind of insulation and like physical attributes. So it doesn't encourage you to look at your management and improving and getting that 7%. Whereas in a NABERS rating, we see facility managers doing things that are super non-sexy. This is the least sexy thing in sustainability. Uh, Doing a night audit, which is literally walking into a building at midnight and looking at what is on in this office building in the middle of the night, because the answer should be nothing or hardly anything, but the answer is never that in practice. So a lot of buildings just go in, let's go in the middle of the winter, what's on? 30% of the load is on. Why is that? Can we reduce that to like 10%? And then often what you find is like, oh yeah, all these things that are working now, they don't have to be running. Can we change the control? So literally the cost of that is a consultant for a few hours, a little bit of your mechanical contractor for controls doing a few tweaks. We've seen buildings saving 20 or 30% with no capital changes, exactly the same equipment. Maybe a little bit more attention from the facility manager from that point. And we've seen that across hundreds and hundreds of buildings. So it's not like a one building that happened to be out of whack. And I think we often forget that really big buildings, the efficiency of a pump or the individual fan is actually way less important than how all those equipments are working together. Like in an air conditioning heating system, you're gonna have tens of pumps, hundreds of fans, compressors, all of them working together. You can be literally heating and cooling the same space at the same time.